Hello Scorpio, hope you're okay. I'm Clarissa, thank you for joining me, and I'm going to be doing a general reading for Scorpio for the next 30 days. Let's see what's happening for Scorpio for the next 30 days. And I was doing the astrology, having a look at the astrology for Scorpio, and there is this emphasis on home, and it's creating a situation at home, the feelings are coming to surface. So if things feel out of order at home, you want to place some order in there. You want to place some routine in the home that serves your emotions. You know, you could be expressing your desires and seeing how this plays out in your home. Whether you want, it to be a good response, or whether you just want things in place. There is an intense focus on having it in the right way. There also could be this emphasis on your mother, having this connection to your mother at the moment, really thinking about, your relationship with your mother and how it was, and, how it made you feel, and, reflecting on who it's made you now, and really having some really deep connections about, the concept of nurture, the concept of maternal instincts. Whether that's for you or whether that's those around you, you're really seeing examples of intense, deep maternal concepts. Okay, so let's have a look at your tarot. Let's see what's going on for Taurus. Let's see what's happening for Scorpio. Let's see what the first card is. Let's go. Page of Wands. So there is this real deep connection with somebody. Somebody really feels like attracted to you. It's just quite a physical card, so there could be some really deep desires, some sexual connection here. Let's see. I love it already. One card. Okay, Scorpio. All right. Oh, okay, the devil. So yeah, there is a deep tie-in to this. This is a Capricorn card here with the Page of Pentacles, the fire card. So it could be Aries, Scorpio, and or Leo. But with the tie-in of the devil and the page, there is this real deep connection with this person. There is some desires. Passion comes out. There is this slight feeling of feeling held to this connection as well. There is a process of, waiting and unfolding to see how things turn out. You're planting seeds in focus that on stability as well. Maybe you're thinking, how can you change the way this feels and make it a stable connection? Your focus could be on trying to create some stability for you, where you need this process of being diligent, having to put your focus in what it takes to grow something. Either it's an ideal or concept, maybe something physical as well. You could be looking at new ideas that create something real, that creates structure in your life, that creates stability. The Hangman. There is this contemplation. There is need to change the perception. Do they need to change the perception? Do you need to change the perception? There is so much desire in this connection. So there is this, it's not something that changes overnight. Perception is the experience of going through things, having to encounter certain things, encounter certain emotions that change a perception. So from desire to, and then fill in the gap. Okay. It could be a marriage involved as well. There could be some underlying working in between the lines of life. There is some deeper connections. There's a tie-in to a marriage and to something else. Not necessarily something outside a relationship, but there's a tie-in to a certain desire that you require, that you feel as though you must have, or that person feels as though they must have from you. Four of Swords. So there is this, sometimes there's this part of you that just wants to release and let go of it all. Yeah, sometimes it's when you get into that space of the mind, you just want to, it's too much. You know, there's so much thought over it. And because now you've got this process of this due diligence, there is sometimes you just want to rest from it all. You know, you just want to just untie, have this moment of reflection, but just allow it to feel different. It's not so hard. Oh, yes. So this person may think that they're everything. You know, this is what they've always wanted. Perfect type of relationship. The star here is Aquarius card as well. So you could be dealing with Aquarius. You know, for them, it's such a unique connection. You know, it's their ideal connection. You know, it does help them to change their mindset about certain things in life. You know, maybe there's some great conversations. There could be some, you know, just amazing connections that just make this person just think, this is good for me. It could be you thinking, this is good for me. But there is this balancing. You know, there's balancing in this union. You know, there could be some options here. You know, there's a balancing between what is stable and what is desire. So, you know, this is something you go back and forth with. There's this tie-in, you know, between the desire and the stability, the union. The Chariot. See, you know, ultimately a decision will be made, you know, and this decision will be based on emotion. But which emotion? You know, and this is something that, you know, is playing out in you while you think about these things. You do have this, you know, you contemplate both sides of which way it can go. Your thoughts lead you. It's almost as though, you know, your perception of the future, you're trying to bring it in now. You know, but it's still in the emotional space. Let's have a look at the clarifiers. Let's see what's happening here. Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands, it's a fire again. You know, this person, you know, they will do whatever they need to be with you. Or maybe you for them. You feel like there's this passion so together. You know, nothing stops. It stops this union. You know, it's almost, both of you know where it's going and both of you are okay with it. It's just the passion. You know, Page of Wands and then Nine of Wands. There's just a lot of passion here. It creates a enlightenment as well. You know, it just creates this source of fuel of fire. It charges you, keeps you both going. Yeah, the Devil and the Moon. So there is secrets here. Now, this is Pisces energies also. So you could be dealing with Pisces. There is secrets here. There is some things that haven't been brought to the surface that are just hidden away. You know, and there's this need to see things, you know, from the surface, but what's going on underneath? So much is going on underneath. So, you know, there is this tie-in. There is this emotional space. There is this unseen emotion, but it's all felt. You know, the stability that's here, the unions here, could also feel some emotion, but is unsure. Maybe likes to keep himself in a certain place. Yeah, because it's comfortable here. To be in this space of emotional depth, it can be very confusing. And so there is a lot of emotion underneath, but maybe the process of trying to bring it out is really hard, not showing how to do it, how to express this emotion. But the secret's here. The Wheel of Fortune. There is this understanding that it is karmic. You know, every thought, every action has an intention, has an outcome. You know, as well with this due diligence, there is this need to knowing, and there's need to create. There's a knowing that it will lead to something really good. There's a knowing that if you put that work in, if you put that effort in, yeah, you get some good, really good results. Relating it to this emotional situation, there is a clear knowing that it's karmic, and that every emotion, every thought has a journey of its own. You know, and what is that journey going to be? There is this pondering, and there is a need to keep things in a certain way, so it wards off this karmic intention. But it is, you know, it unravels itself when it decides to. There's some things that we cannot have control over. This is very interesting, Scorpio. I'm loving it. Thank you. Six of Swords. So, you know, there is almost like such a change in how you want it to be. You want the thoughts to be able to just veer off into something else. You know, you do want to change this perspective. You do want to see where it goes. But there is a lot of how it was. Pondering over how it was. There is need to have this idea to move forward, and you know, changing this perspective. So this change of a perspective is definitely in the thought process. It's in the workings of the mind, you know, and it's based on how you feel. It's based on how every day keeps feeling, you know, making you separate. This ocean becomes larger, more vast. Strength. There's Leo energy as well. The strength is needed. This could be a really deep union, you know, and the changes to be made, you know, it can create this emotional upheaval. There could be some stability here as well, some financial stability that keeps the union together. So to untie from this feeling, this situation, it takes strength. It takes the love of your own passion, the knowing of your own passion. Two of Swords. Again with the Four of Swords. You really just want to, you know, rest. You want the mind to rest. But the mind still has to think, because this involvement is still here. So there is this tying of thoughts. Sometimes you just find yourself, your thoughts just take you. And now you have to be in this place of contemplation. Leo's card, Libra card as well. This contemplation, having to balance the mind, balance the ethereal with logic, balance stability with everything else, balance passion with everything else all the time. Having to have it in the mind, because it can't be expressed in the way that you want it to be expressed. Three of Swords. Yeah, so there could be this element of betrayal. It could be a third party situation. It could be just heartache. You know, it's almost like maybe having this wish, you know, it's based on some heartache, or based on knowing that the place where you is burdensome on the heart. You no longer want to be in this place. Or maybe, you know, there is this a situation where somebody, it's going to hurt for them. You know, it may be something that they feel as though their heart is separated. But for you, you've spent so much time in contemplation. You know, as much as you care, you spent so much time. This is not something that's an overnight process. But because of the way it's been actioned and the level of emotion that's underneath, maybe it's other person, or maybe there's part of the situation that doesn't acknowledge what's really going on. So when it's really, you're at that point where you have to fulfill your wish, you have to fulfill your desires, what's really right for you. For that other person, it could be a shock, oblivious, but it has been there all along, and it's not your fault. You felt the way that you felt. The Empress. You want to create, honey. Yeah? You want to be able to balance these things so you can create. You know, this decision about what you have to balance all the time, stability, emotion, you know, all these things. You just want to create. Your journey forward is going to be based on creation. You and your relationship with life. What do you create for life? What do you create for the future? What does the future require for you? It requires you to explore this emotional space, and then you know how to create. You're leveraging how this has always felt to change it into a new feeling of creation. Desire creates. Passion creates. 8 of Wands. See, when you make that decision, it comes. When you make that decision, when you've chosen that path, when you've translated the emotional space, there's Cancer's card here also. It all comes all together. The passion, drive, the decisiveness, it's all there together for you. Let's get some angel cards. Inner child healing. You know, so there is this understanding that, you know, what you have gone through, what you have been through, what you've been through is connected to the inner child within you. Inner child healing. You know, so this desire that you have, this passion that you have, this need to play out these emotions in this way is because it speaks to the things that you went through when you were younger. You know, and now they're playing out in a way that you've got to heal yourself, you know, in your adult form. You've got to heal what the child went through. You know, this sense of truly finding out and truly exploring their own desires, you know, and being in something potentially because it serves, you know, the union. It serves the stability. It serves this structural side rather than your emotional side, rather than the ethereal side of you. These things that you want to do for yourself. Let's get another card. Opportunity and change. Oh, Scorpio, love it for you. Yes. Opportunity and change. You see, when you make this decision, it will just feel easy. But you know, with Scorpio, you like to go into the exploration of emotion, exploration of depth, because from there you just become so emotionally intelligent. You just become so wise. And because of that wisdom, that emotional wisdom that no one else is going to be able to have apart from you, it creates opportunity. It creates, you know, the opportunity to change things. This is the amazing thing about Scorpio energy, that they come from this depth and they are able to manifest based on the emotional space. It's really, really beautiful. But you know, with Scorpio, it doesn't always feel easy. It doesn't always feel easy, but when it comes to the surface, it just looks so beautiful. There has to be this relationship between, you know, the dark and light. Without the dark, you don't know what the light is. You don't know how to experience it, how to overcome those dark spaces to grow into light. See, no, this is coming out a lot for people. Some people need to make some real decisive decisions. You know, what is it that you're going to do? There's some things in the dynamic that you need to say no to, and that is completely okay. Your desire comes first. Your wants have to come first. You know, to serve yourself is not selfish. To serve how you feel emotionally is not selfish. You know, there's some things need to come to the surface. It just frees the whole situation. Okay, Scorpio, thank you so much for being here. If you loved the reading, please like, share and subscribe. And until next time, take care. Bye.